Known for the stormy skies that frequent the territories throughout the year,
I hope I don't poop in my pants. That's all I gotta say.
it's also a region once defined by the rise of an angsty subculture.
So tonight is controversy.
And known around the globe as a beacon of technological innovation.
In 1990, I used to be a big fan of Twin Peaks, the show.
Yeah, that's right.
Barb Pexa is taking you on this once-in-a-lifetime journey. Whether finding your next home, your favorite venue, or simply living your American dream, you can do it in the Pacific Northwest. From the Puget Sound to the Cascade Mountains to the booming metropolis of Seattle, there's a little something for everyone.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain of the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about the show? It's totally unscripted.
Hey Barb.
Hey Diane, thanks for coming.
It is freezing.
I'm sure it's a little bit colder than San Diego, isn't
Absolutely.
it?
I don't know if I have enough warm or clothes on me, but we'll do what we can, right?
We'll just do our best. I thought we'd start here. This is here the home of the Snoqualmie Falls at the Salish Lodge. It's one of the most visited spots in all of the greater Seattle area. And one of my favorites is back in 1990, I used to be a big fan of Twin Peaks, the show.
Yeah, that's right.
It's gotten a great cult following, and I think it's really cool, kind of dark and stormy and funky Pacific Northwest. So I thought we'd check it out.
Awesome, that's it.
Okay. One of my favorite things to bring all my new clients to here is the falls. I think it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's so picturesque, the scenery itself. I love it.
It is. So right down here we've got the main falls.
Okay.
It falls way, way, way down there. The water is really flowing at a high rate today because we've had a lot of rain in the area. And it's really beautiful. From these windows right here at the Salish Lodge, you can have a really fantastic meal. The Salish is a high-end luxury boutique hotel.
Very nice.
No, just find the light in honesty, 'cause I've never been good at telling stories. Yeah, we're gonna ride this wave until it breaks. We're gonna drive all day. We're gonna ride this wave until it breaks. All I know, yeah, all I know.
All right, Barb, this has been a beautiful experience. Thank you so much for showing me this.
You're welcome.
I'm excited to see what else Seattle has to offer. What do you got for me?
Next, we're going to head down to Seattle on Lake Union, and we're going to hit up Gasworks Park. I've never totally understood why it's so famous, but it is where we have our 4th of July fireworks every year, and everybody loves it.
Okay, I'm down to check it out.
Okay, let's go check it out.
Welcome back. We're taking you on a tour of one of the coolest locations in the United States, the Pacific Northwest. One of the great things about this show is you learn all about the cities you thought you already knew. I mean, I had no idea Twin Peaks was shot right outside of Seattle. Next up, Barb is taking us on a tour around Gasworks Park. Check it out.
All right, this is pretty amazing, but what the heck is it?
You know, it's pretty interesting. This is an old site of the Seattle Gas Company.
Okay.
And they've turned it into a really popular Seattle park. We have our 4th of July fireworks here.
Very cool, very cool. And it's Nice view of downtown Seattle.
Yep, this area right here is called South Lake Union.
Perfect.
And part of the reason they have the fireworks here is it's surrounded by water, so the water's just packed with boats. People come here, they can be underneath the fireworks.
Okay.
And of course, you know the company Amazon.
Of course, everybody does.
Yep, our headquarters are right down here.
Very nice. And it feels like a movie like Sleepless in Seattle, right?
Yeah,
Got that feel?
Well, you're right. So if you look out here along all these floating houseboats out there, those are the sorts of homes that Sleepless in Seattle were filmed on. And another thing that downtown Seattle is well known for that's fairly unique.
Yeah, for sure. It's that unique look of real estate, and also just like the atmosphere is a different change from what I'm used to anyway in San Diego, right?
So yeah, I think it's a really cool part of Seattle. It's artistic and edgy and industrial. And, oh my God, is that a drone up there?
Where? Oh, yeah.
Did somebody crash their drone on it? That's a piece of equipment to lose. Hey Diane, and this is the house I've been talking about, wanting to show you.
Very nice.
We are up here in Bellevue on Cougar Mountain.
Okay.
And this home is built by the Buchan builders, and they're a real classic traditional builder in Seattle. They do mostly high-end listings.
I've noticed, it's got that classic look to it, right? The vintage, but also traditional form of it.
It's very traditional. They make it just modern enough with all the great top-of-the-line appliances and fixtures, but in a very traditional mode. But hands down, my favorite space in this house is the outdoor living room.
Of course, nice.
As you know, we're in Seattle and we get a lot of rain. So I think all home builders should put these outdoor living rooms in their houses. It's got
covered all the way through. Oh, that's cool.
Covered all the way through, gas fireplace, gas heaters, and a 48-inch grill with hood system, which is fantastic.
What type of buyer do you see purchasing this home?
My guess is probably a family, something like that. But with the main floor ensuite room, we can also have
like a
multi-generational living.
Perfect.
Which is really big in these, I would say, these days in this part of the country.
All right, Barb, rumor has it that you do something special for your buyers. What is it?
We cater and host our buyers' housewarming parties as their thank you present for choosing to work with our team. I come from the restaurant business, and it was a perfect carryover for high-end customer service, sociability. It's just the highlight of their process, we think. We send out the invitations, we send out the thank you cards, we get to mingle and meet all of their favorite family and friends, and it's really a lot of fun. Sometimes we have a little bit too much fun, but that's how we think we have a great customer base.
Well, nothing like, you're working with these clients and buyers, right? So you get to know them in the process of buying their home. So what better way than to throw them a party in their housewarming party?
We could not agree more. And it seems almost sacrilegious not to take that process all the way through and help them celebrate. We cater it, we bring wine, we bring Prosecco, we do a toast. We even have cute little aprons we've made with our team logo and our names. So we really have a lot of fun with it.
Good for you, that sounds great.
Yeah.
We live just at the trailhead of one of the many trails that run along Cougar Mountain. And you walk among huge maples and evergreens. Maple leaves as big as your head, they're just giant. This home, which sits on Cougar Mountain, 1,000 feet above Lake Sammamish, and with a beautiful view of a 10,700-foot volcano called Mount Baker, which is snow-covered year-round. I love to write thrillers that are really a combination of really good stories, interesting characters, very dynamic human conflict, but also on the edge of science. And the Seattle area is very vital to that, with the University of Washington, with the Primate Research Center, with the very modern architecture that blends in with the very old architecture. It provided a very good setting, and you could really get the feel of Seattle and the surrounding area. But also, it entered into the conflict and the challenges of, trying to move across all those different terrains and meet some of the challenges that we set up in the book. You could almost feel the oxygen levels go up and the stress levels go down. And that is how I would sell Seattle to someone just coming in.
That house is so cool. Right up on the hill overlooking Lake Sammamish, that's got to be one of the best locations on the block. It just has such a thriller feel to it. It all makes sense as to why Steve Hadden chose that location. Speaking of which, if you haven't seen his novels, go check them out. I know I will. Who doesn't love a thriller? Next up, we're checking in on one of our partners in your area. Hit it.
Here to tell us why you shouldn't wait till spring to list your home is my next guest, Holly Maloney. She is the realtor and team lead of Maloney Real Estate Group with eXp Realty. Holly, thank you so much for being back on the show.
Thank you. Happy New Year, Jen.
Happy New Year, Holly. So if we are, in fact, thinking of selling our home, what are some of the things that we should be thinking about now?
Well, right after the holidays, everybody's putting all their decorations away. They're thinking that they may want to sell their house, want to know what it's worth. If you are even thinking about it, contact your local realtor and have them come and do a free market analysis and work up some numbers for you of what you're trying to achieve when you sell your house, because chances are it's right after the holidays. Like I said, everything's put away, you have it clean, looking nice, and that realtor will tell you exactly what you need to do and what you don't need to do.
Holly, I alluded to it in the open, but I think that so often we hear people wanting to wait until springtime to list their home, that maybe they think that winter isn't a good time to put their property on the market. What do you say to people that say that?
Well, Jen, what I say is that is a big myth, because why would you wait until spring when you have more competition? If you list now, you're going to have less competition. The market is still very good. The weather in Cincinnati has been very mild, which leads to more buyers. I had a couple properties that I listed right before Christmas, and they sold in between Christmas and New Year's in less than 10 days. So you don't want to wait until spring. Everybody waits until spring. Set yourself apart and avoid all the competition.
And isn't it true that the buyers are more serious at this time of year?
You're right. And Jen, that is a big thing, because in the spring, everybody and their brother decides they may want to buy a house, and you have all the looky-loos out there. Everybody's just going to come to your house because they may want to buy your house. Right now, it's serious buyers, so things are moving.
Things are moving, which is great news. So let's say we decide to pull the trigger. We are going to put our house on the market. What are some of the things we need to do to get our home ready to sell?
Well, one of the things, everybody always thinks they need to remodel. They need to paint, change countertops. They need to do a total remodel on their house before they can even list it. Contact a realtor that can come, give you a market analysis. It's free, and they will go through your house and tell you exactly what you need to do. Don't spend any money that you may not have to spend, because it's kind of like throwing good money after bad. You may not get it back.
The proof is in the pudding here. You sold a property recently. It was only on the market for a couple days, and this is around Christmas.
It was listed a few days before Christmas, and we actually sold it right before New Year's. We had 2 showings on it, and it sold at full price. So don't wait. Get your house on the market.
Absolutely. Such a testament to what we're talking about today. Holly, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Jen.
And be sure to stick around. We'll be right back with more of the show.
Eyes wide open, take it all in. The hearts have spoken. Let it begin.
Hey, Mark.
Ready to fly?
We're ready to fly.
Right.
How's this going to go? Can you tell us how this is going to go today?
You're each going to be tied together with a professional certified tandem instructor.
Good to know.
One-on-one. You're in front, the instructor's in back, and you are going to fly off this mountain, Poo-Poo Point in Issaquah, out into the blue yonder.
You ready? I hope I don't poo-poo my pants. That's all I got to say. How high are we?
We're at 1,700 feet over the valley, 1,800-foot mean sea level. It's a beautiful view today. It's a great day to fly.
The sun came out first. We're pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Thanks so much for let's do this.
To call home. We are the moonlight and midnight blue. Into the silence we echo through.
Barb invited us here to jump off of this cliff, so we're all here together right now.
Waiting for that
Frozen,
moment.
but loving it.
We're gonna repay the favor by having Barb come out to our party tonight, Controversy, Beyonce vs. Rihanna, and we're gonna dance all night long. Yes, this is Black Gatsby, and I'm Discoshrine.
She is so extra right now.
And we
Cut that last part. Cut that last part.
I'm Discoshrine, and we are signing off the mountain like, hey.
Nope, won't, couldn't, I can't jump off a mountain. Diane, major kudos to you. I'm proud beyond words. While I catch my breath, we're sending you over to another expert in your market. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Vicki Sylvestre with Keller Williams Realty, and today I'm going to be highlighting Oberlin Springs, a farm-to-table community. So I have Leslie Ratliff here with Pendragon Homes. She is the custom builder here, and this beautiful community we're in is called Oberlin Springs. We're in Morrow, Ohio.
Yeah, this is our agri-community, so we are designing homes around an organic farm, and it's really truly a farm-to-table lifestyle here. You have this beautiful open green that all the houses have front porches on, so you have some connectivity to your neighbors. And then we've also created in these plans private outdoor spaces for the homeowners. So this house is for sale, so if you want to come in and take a look, I'll show you around.
Let's go take a peek. So this is the Cambridge floor plan with Pendragon Homes. Leslie, why don't you tell me a little bit about this property that's available now?
So we designed these cottages so that they were open floor plans. As you can see in here, we have the connectivity to your neighbors out front, but we also created these interior courtyards. When you're right-sizing your home, you still want to have beautiful kitchens, and as you can see, there's lots of cabinetry here. We still have the granite islands and the stainless appliances. Nice open floor plan. This house also features a full basement with a half bathroom. We also sell first floor masters that have 2 bedrooms up, and we also have 2-story plans. So it's not just an empty nester product. We do have families with children living in these homes as well. So the advantage of being here in a farm-to-table community is that we're growing our own food and This is our farm market. So this is where everybody comes to get their eggs and meat. We raise rabbit and chicken and lamb, and we also have beef for meat, and then we have gardens. And this year we're really excited about starting our green program. So we have a very large greenhouse that we are going to fill with lettuces, spinaches, greens, microgreens, and that's really going to be our main crop for next year, because really we should be eating 70% of our diet should be greens. So we're going to concentrate on the greens and the animals, and this is where the community kind of gathers when they're ready to come get their food from us.
So if anybody's interested in building a home here in Oberlin Springs or looking at one of the current homes for sale, you would just need to go to pendragonhomes.com or oberlinsprings.com to see the available inventory. Thanks so much, Leslie. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And now for our Mortgage Minute, we've got Ryan Kiefer with us today, branch manager with Prime Lending. Ryan, thanks so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
So Ryan, right now that we're hearing a lot of talk in the media that it's 2008 all over again, that we're entering another housing bubble. What do you say to that?
Well, I say if you take a look at the actual numbers out there, nothing could be further from the truth. Several reasons why, 2018, 2019, really nothing like 2008 at all. The first of which would be if you take a look at the number of foreclosures out there. Back in 2006, which was sort of the start of the housing meltdown and the Great Recession, there were over 540,000 foreclosures that year, compared to right around 280,000 last year in 2018, so almost twice as many. Another reason would be the amount of cash out refinances or equity people were extracting out of their homes. If you take a look back in 2006 again, it was over $300 billion a year people were cashing out. Compared to the last few years, you're talking more like $50 billion a year. So people weren't using their homes these days in 2018 like they were, 10 and 12 years ago. Take a look at the Mortgage Credit Availability Index on this graph. The higher the number, the more readily mortgage credit was. And so you look back at 2006 again, the number was sky high compared to where it is today. A lot of people would joke that back then all you had to do was fog a mirror to be able to get a mortgage. And, compared to these days, the underwriting guidelines are much tougher. So really not any kind of comparison there.
Not any kind of comparison there. What about home affordability, the monthly payments for people as compared?
Yeah, it's a great question. That would be, sort of the fourth or final reason why, we're not in any kind of housing bubble currently. When you take a look at the percent of income that it takes for someone to qualify for a median priced home these days, how much of their income would it eat up on a monthly basis for that monthly mortgage payment? Back then in 2006, 2008, it was over 25% of someone's income compared to just 17% today. So homes today still way more affordable than they were just 10, 12 years ago.
Great news. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back, everyone. For the past few weeks, we've been discussing the dangers of cyber fraud. A very hot topic right now is called the spoof card. This is a scammer's dream and the industry's worst nightmare. This is an app that makes it possible for fraudsters to actually trick your caller ID on your phone. When they call you, your phone will display a trusted number from a current agent, a title agency, or even a client. Even a trained professional can fall victim to this. Be proactive before giving anyone any information whatsoever. Ask them 3 questions that pertain to you and your closing. Can you tell me your last 4 digits of your Social Security number? That's number 1. Can you tell me the name of your loan officer? That's number 2. And can you tell me the name of your real estate agent? That's number 3. If they can't answer these questions, don't give them any information. Remember, never ever email personal information over the internet without safeguards. The safest way to give information over the phone is simply to talk to them, and they have to pass those 3 questions. I'm Ken Martin with your Priority National Title Tip of this week, and we hope you stay safe in the cyber world.
Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. I'm just doing what
This makes me want to move to Seattle. It's awesome and it checks all the boxes. Scenic, Twin Peaks, jumping off mountains, beautiful parks, and some of the coolest nightlife. Sign me up.
won't stop doing